Hello everybody, this is Bitcoin Macro, and on this video guys I'm gonna talk about Quant and Quant only. So from now on guys, I'm gonna do smaller videos, just one coin at a time, analyze each coin separately. I have found that it's probably better for you guys, both for visibility but also for you guys to not spend too much time watching one video. So this is going to be the first one that's going to focus on one coin only, and it's just going to be quite short. It's not going to be more than 10 minutes. It's probably going to be mostly the focus on TA. Now there are some major news in terms of fundamentals. I definitely talk about them, but for now it's going to be mostly TA, some fundamentals, and if I have to do a longer video with more coins, it might be just like, let's say, NFTs or DeFi, like, you know, a specific sector that is doing very well. So before I get into the video guys, please remember to like, share and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get more notifications for videos like this. And of course, remember to follow me on Twitter, TradingView and Telegram. So let's get into it guys. So what you see here guys is the listing of Quant on Coinbase. So that's the price since the listing. So Quant has done pretty well post listing despite the market not doing very well in general. And it has been one of the best performing coins since like forever, I would say, because it's one of those coins that hasn't even dipped versus Bitcoin if we look at the chart versus Bitcoin, which we're gonna do very soon. So at the moment, Quant is above this key level, which was the initial resistance that it found, as you can see here after the little spike. Now it could potentially come back here, which is the pump that happened right after the Binance listing. So maybe Quant comes back down to 100, which I do believe is going to be a nice buy the dip opportunity, because it has already bounced quite a bit. It bounced from $56 all the way up to 170. At least that's the price on Coinbase, which is quite a bit, which is 200%. So I wouldn't be surprised if it cools down a little bit. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy it, because it's still very bullish for many reasons. But, you know, I would prefer to buy the dip rather than buy right now. In my opinion, Quant is one of the best coins out there, not because just of its fundamentals, but because of its technicals. Okay, I don't want to go too much into the fundamentals. There are many talks as to how Quant is going to be the big interoperability blockchain that's going to link CBDCs and many other chains and so on, that they have some very big backers. They have some people very deep into the central banks and so on, that their tech is very good. But to me, the main focus is this. So first of all, this chart started in August of 2018. It started with a very strong rally, and then it was going sideways for about 2.5 years. And we got the breakout when the market was actually going down. So while altcoins were crashing, Quant was the one taking off. And because we have this regulatory environment and the talks about CBDCs, it's the perfect environment for Quant at the moment. And especially when you see a coin doing its own thing, like it's rallying while everything else is going down. You could see it with Axie Infinity, recently, or maybe you could look at that in the past with Chainlink, which was pumping on its own. Whenever you have such a trend, that's signifying something. It's signifying a law of strength. So at the moment, Quant, from this sort of base, from this breakout, let's say post the big correction, it's up about 400%, or maybe you could look at this from this breakout, which is about 200% versus Bitcoin, of course, or maybe from its all-time high on February 2019, it's about up 120%, which to me isn't really much for something that has been going sideways for so long. Because if you look at this, that low was from November 2018 and it didn't really break. The market was just chopping in between. Now maybe you call this the range, you know, from, let's say, the top of 2019, and then you have the range, but still such a long time that, in my opinion, the expansion after such a move is going to be tremendous. And the main reason, or at least one of the reasons that I think that's true and it's going to happen, is because we have the listing on Coinbase. We don't have many pairs on Coinbase yet, so they might add a few more pairs soon. but we also have the listing on Binance, and it was just Binance, the international exchange, not Binance US. But in my opinion, these two listings are the biggest listings Quant has had so far, because before that it was just listed on Bittrex mainly, then maybe just a little bit of Uniswap, some really smaller exchanges, then Gate and KuCoin added it, but it hasn't really been on big exchanges, let's say Kraken, Bitstamp, OKX, Huobi, none of them. Okay, so it was all just small exchanges. And if a coin has done so well and it has such a massive chart that it's above its 2018 and 2019 levels, that's massive, because most other coins are way below the 2018 and 2019 highs, okay, even after such a big bull market. So to me, this is signifying something very, very important. And now that I have the listing on Binance, and the market actually pumped and held, because usually when you have the listing, usually the market really crashes, or more recently after listings, coins don't do very well, which you might find a bit weird, but you know, when the conditions aren't really right, coins don't perform very well. Like outside an alt season, listings usually are bearish because more and more people exit. We don't really get the froth or the excitement that we tend to have in a bull market after a big listing. But this time around, Quant actually pumped and is currently holding above this high versus Bitcoin. Now, as you can see here, that's since it got listed on KuCoin, it went sideways for quite some time. It started pumping when everything was about to crash. We had the crash, retest of this key level, and then higher. So it's still good. Now, if we get a correction for whatever reason, maybe against Bitcoin, because Bitcoin pumps a lot or Bitcoin dumps a lot, I think if we buy, let's say, at about 0.25 versus Bitcoin, of course, which is about 15-16% lower from here, that would be great. But if we don't, that's fine. I do believe it's one of those coins that's best to accumulate rather than try to time the market. So let me just have a look at the Bittrex price. Oh, I see what happened. So actually today, and that's how I found out right now, Bittrex listed a pair for Quant versus the USDT. So it doesn't really have that price versus the dollar. So I have to kind of manually construct it myself. And let's have a look right here. Yeah, so Quant USD. So as you can see, it keeps on going higher and higher and higher. Eventually, it could potentially have a significant pullback down to 100, like I mentioned earlier. It might happen, it might not happen. I wouldn't suggest that you guys rush to buy right now, but at the same time, you have to be aware that this is a very bullish market, and it's definitely one of those coins that is great for accumulation. So as you can see here, we have this big strong move up. We had that very nice chop over here, move up, correction, retest of the key consolidation area, of the reaccumulation area, and then higher. And in my opinion, it has more to give. Look at this beautiful chart. It has been very, very strong for quite some time, and I still do believe it's going to do well based on its Quant BTC chart. Again, the fundamentals are great. Depends on what you mean great. I don't mean that philosophically, because I agree with CBDCs or anything like it. But if that's the narrative and the market buys the narrative and people quite like it, I do believe this is going to do pretty well. Okay, so please remember that you need to remove your emotions from a lot of these things, whether they are right or wrong, and just focus on what the prospects of the coin are based on the narratives in the market. So far, the charts are telling me the market actually believes the narratives. It's telling me that the supply and demand imbalance definitely leans towards bulls. It's definitely supporting the bull case. And of course, now that it's been listed on Coinbase and Binance, I do believe more and more listings will slowly follow, so more liquidity will be added. But even if that doesn't happen, the additional liquidity from Coinbase and Binance, especially in the bull market, would be tremendous. So I do see big prospects for Quant. So I don't really have a target right now. All I can say, guys, is that even if it goes down to 100 and even go down all the way down to 50, it would be a great buying opportunity. So all I can say is keep an eye on Quant. It's definitely one of those coins. We don't really have a specific target because we're at nearly all-time highs at the moment. I can easily see it go to 300, 500, or even 1,000. But I will take it one step at a time. I will update you guys based on how the market is moving. So thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, TradingView, and Telegram. And I'll see you on the next one.